to Dropbear and Panda.
Save the world.
Episode
24 and a half.
Fine.
Fine?
Fine. Sure.
He's been pushing for episode 25, but this is like a mini episode.
It's a mini episode. It's between the seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a between seasons episode.
So 24 and a half.
Sure.
Or 2/3. 24.73.
Okay.
009.
Maybe I'll try that. We'll see if iTunes likes that or not.
24 plus half of pi.
Stop it.
We have decided that we want to do a bit of a year in review.
Yeah.
And talk about our latest project that we just put out last week.
All sorts of cool things happening.
Pre-Christmas and New Year's is coming up in a few days. And
That's
it's been a crazy year, so...
And you guys will be hearing this on Friday.
Hopefully
December
Friday.
28th. Is that right?
Yes.
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 Something like that. And then we're going to start back with our regular season next Friday, January 4th.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Woohoo!
So that's going to be cool.
Now, it was a big year.
Oh, lots of stuff happened.
We didn't start our podcast until June
Right.
with Badger Goes to Russia.
Yeah.
But a lot of things happened in the first 6 months as well.
Yeah, that we didn't get to report on.
Yeah, so I've made a little list.
Okay.
And I've decided I'm just going to go on a few things. I'm going to touch on a couple stuff. If some people are like, oh, but this was a bigger news story, I don't care.
Send us an email.
Send us an email. You know, I can't... A lot of shit happened.
Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of it wasn't good.
Do
So,
it. Light it up.
January 27th, 800 migrants rescued in the Mediterranean by Italy's Coast Guard.
Hey, way to go, Italy.
800 of them.
That's crazy. Were they on a boat?
Yes. Lots of boats.
Oh, lots of boats.
Now, the catch with migrants going across the Mediterranean is not all of them are welcome. Some of them are, it's just a mess. And of course, I haven't followed up on this.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to those people, but I'm pretty sure they were detained and they weren't sent back or anything.
Yeah.
Anything might
Well
be better
done,
than
Italy.
Yeah, anything might be better than
Yeah.
Syria.
I like Italy.
I've never been there, but it's on my list.
Yeah, it's nice.
Italy and Greece and Spain and Portugal and France and Germany and Belgium and the Netherlands
And Croatia.
and Scotland and Croatia. I could just go
Ireland.
on and on. Yeah.
Northern Ireland.
Yeah. February 14th, the Parkland shooting
Oh.
at school. Parkland in Florida, 17 dead and 17 wounded. And that started off the Trump declaration that all teachers should carry guns. That was a horrible day.
Yeah.
March 18th, Putin was reelected, the fourth term in office.
I was about to ask, how many terms is that? And how long is a term in Russia?
6 years.
I feel like he's been there a long time.
6 years. And apparently, and I'm using my little quote fingers, he got 85% of the vote.
Oh, what happened to the other 15%?
Two other gentlemen, I think, ran. One got 11.9 and the other one got like 5.6 or something like that.
So he's been in power 24 years? Or coming out like he's in his fourth?
He just finished his third of 6.
So 18. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Well, he is a badass tiger riding judo guy.
Bare chest wielding.
Yeah. Bare chest.
Yeah. Well, so Badger was in Russia, and he said that, he talked to a lot of people there.
Yeah.
He found it lovely. He loved St. Petersburg. He thought it was wonderful. And he said, they like Putin. He goes for what he wants.
Yeah,
and
he does what he says. And
I don't know whether it's a devil you know versus the devil you don't, but I think that's a little bit of it.
yeah.
They're familiar with him and they know how he works. So March.
No, I don't have anything else other than 85%.
Unheard of. Or naturally occurring in Russia. Who knows? March 24th was the March for Our Lives. Victims from the Parkland shooting coordinated all these marches in Washington. So that was a huge thing. And it happened all over the United States and I think places in Canada and the UK as well.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm trying to remember the girl's name that was sort of at the forefront of that.
I feel bad that I didn't look that up.
Well, yeah, and I remember because she was on a lot of news stations. She tackled the NRA.
There was her and a young man as well. I can see their faces in my head.
Anyway, and good on them. Like, I hope, and again, we haven't followed up on this stuff, so we're not sure where it lives right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, gun control is still an issue in the United States.
And it will be probably forever.
Yeah.
April 10th and 11th, Mark Zuckerberg testified in the Analytica scandal,
Yeah.
which was the Facebook scandal where they secretly were collecting all sorts of personal data
Yeah.
through apps and...
Oh, yeah. It's like a blind sort of agreement with app developers that, yep, you can collect whatever you want so long as you people agree to the terms of service. And here's a funny thing. So if you look at any terms of service, any software that you install on your phone or, a free service that you get, if you don't pay for the service, then you're the service. If you don't pay for the product, you're the product, right?
Oh.
So that's one way of looking at it. The other way is, when you agree to terms of services, how many people actually read it, let alone understand it?
Nobody.
Right. And Scott Adams did a thing in Dilbert like a long time ago, like we're talking 20, 30 years ago, where he basically signed up for Windows and checked the box, and Dilbert ended up becoming Bill Gates' towel boy because that was in the terms of service.
That would be great. That's hilarious.
So, yeah.
I like that a lot. Well, I remember getting rid of a whole bunch of apps that I've used like once in my life, and it was still in my Facebook. And you could you could go somewhere and it could tell you what information they gathered. Yeah. And I remember there was one or two where, they're like, fine, you want to know like if I'm male, female, you want to know if I'm Canadian, identify differently, or if I'm Canadian, that kind of thing. And but I remember one or two was like who my family was.
Yeah.
Which of my friends were related to me? Who was my sister? Yeah. Who was my younger sister? That's
weird.
what freaked me out. I'm like, I don't care if they, I'm assuming that they want to know where I live, because if they're going to send me ads, they want to send it for Calgary or Alberta, and not for like Boston or somewhere in Spain, right?
Yeah.
But some of the things they collected was...
Big data is scary, man.
Weird, yeah. And I remember Mark Zuckerberg looking terrified.
Yeah.
during that scandal, with that testimony.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know that it really made an effect, to be honest. Like, if you look at where we're at now and back then, he had a right to be frightened because they let a lot of shit go that shouldn't have been let go. But Facebook is still alive and well.
Yeah.
And strong as ever, and collecting data. Is just that we, quote unquote, know about it now.
And people are still using it.
People are still using it. Yeah. How many moles on your face tells you how many friends you have in the afterlife.
In my previous life, was I a piece of toast? What kind of cheese am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. May 31st, 2018, the U.S. levies tariffs on Mexico and Canada.
Oh, yeah, nicely done.
Raising all these taxes on steel and aluminum.
Mm-hmm. That really hurt going? Well, it hurt the car and auto industry.
For sure.
In a big way.
Hugely. A giant plant in Ontario just closed down. Yeah. Hundreds of people laid off.
Globalization was maybe not the right thing to do way back in the 80s when that happened.
Yeah, I don't understand a lot of it.
The North American Free Trade Agreement, which was supposed to bolster all countries, is, you can't just whimsically pull out of it.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
June 11th, you might know more about this than me. The U.S. expires net neutrality.
Oh, well, what does that mean, expires? Like as far as I know, it's still, net neutrality is still a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not owned by anybody, because that's what they're looking for. Is they, like a lot of big companies, want to essentially own how you get the internet. Mm-hmm. So instead of it being a free and open system, they want to now close off the system. So if you were a Shaw customer, you could only get the stuff that Shaw wanted you to get.
Yeah. Or you'd have to pay like $10 an hour. I'm making these numbers up.
Yeah.
For the time that you use the internet, and
it's but they would regulate what you got to see, which is, maybe they do that anyways, we just don't know it. But I know China has got parts of China have got a huge problem where they've got a blackout of information that they're not allowed to get.
Yeah.
So something similar, but as far as I know, net neutrality is still a thing.
I haven't noticed anything, but I don't live in the States either. But I'd like to think that my American friends would have mentioned something if they had noticed a big difference.
Yeah, well, so actually, this is breaking news. Net neutrality battle heads to court in 2019. That's on CNET.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's the next chapter of the ongoing struggle for an open internet will unfold in U.S. Court of Appeals.
See, we're not only talking about the past, but the future.
That's crazy. Anyway, so keep your eyes out for that, especially our listeners in America.
I will mention to our listeners right now, I have a very bad cold.
Yeah, you've been suffering hard this last week.
I have had migraines all month, and then I got hit with this cold, so my sinuses are just full, so I might snot in the microwave. I've had wine and Dayquil, so I'm doing great, guys.
Yeah.
June 24th, 2018, Saudi women allowed to drive.
What? They weren't allowed to drive before?
They were not allowed to drive.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good for them.
Yeah.
It's about damn time.
2018.
That's crazy.
Yeah. July 10th, the Thai cave rescue.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, we were terrified for those poor kids.
Yeah.
Trapped 18 days. It was a soccer team and their soccer coach.
Yeah, and one of the Special Forces divers died in the rescue, but they ended up getting everybody out safely, short of that.
I would have lost my shit.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking terrifying.
Yeah, and they had to go through these tiny little holes underwater in the dark and like hold onto ropes. Like, I've scuba dived before. I mentioned this before, and that would be fucking terrifying.
July 25th, water found on Mars.
And now we've got like a little mole.
Yes, we do.
We've got a Mars mole.
August 12th, solar probe sent off by NASA.
Oh yeah, that's right. Gonna check the solar flares.
Now, if you check it out on Google or NASA, there's actually videotape or pictures. I can't remember which one of they're inside the outer part of the sun or something like that right now.
Wow.
It's NASA, like, you're way better than Space Force. Like,
oh my God. Or we were talking about Star Wars the other day. That was the Reagan administration.
Yeah.
Remember he wanted to shoot missiles down from space?
I don't, because I was younger than you, and I still am younger than you. So you older people were talking about that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Thing.
September 6th, India decriminalizes homosexuality.
Wow.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Man.
Again, 2018.
And I still feel that there's so many parts of the world where that's
there is.
Criminalized.
There is. One of the reasons why it might be huge for India is they have such a huge population. So that it's one country, but it affects like billion people.
Yeah. Oh my God.
September 28th, Indonesia has been getting its ass kicked.
Yeah.
September 28th, Indonesia tsunami kills 2,100 people, injured 4,600 after a 7.4 earthquake.
Didn't in Indonesia? And they just got smoked again last week.
Another one. Killed another.
I want to say 222 was it was a weird number. And then because that's from Krakatoa, right? Like part of the growing volcanic chain.
Yeah, so what they think happened this time last week was Krakatoa keeps growing and building and erupting, building its own island. But once in a while, the pieces of the island under the water will break off and sink, which will create the tsunami. So they don't always know that a tsunami is going to come.
Right.
And they were saying that even if they knew the tsunami was going to hit, would have given people maybe 10 minutes.
Jesus.
There is a video that I saw of a guy on his cell phone watching a concert.
Yeah.
And it was about 1 minute or 2 minutes long, and about 10 seconds before the end of the video, the wave hits from the back of the stage forward.
Holy shit.
And the whole band and everybody's just, obviously he stops recording to get out of the way, but it just flattened everybody. It was awful.
Wow.
And of course I think the whole band died, which was terrible. Terrible to watch. But yeah, it was just not good.
All right, well, our love to Indonesia.
Happier news for some people. Yep. October 16th, Canada legalizes pot.
Oh, yeah. That's been a big thing.
Yeah.
It's and I've seen kind of firsthand it roll out in Alberta anyways, or Calgary. It seems to be going well, except that they've run out of weed.
They've run out of weed, so I think people are still buying from their illegal dealers because it's cheaper and you can actually get it, which is no surprise.
I still think, though, you can get medical marijuana just fine. They've got stores for that.
Yes.
But your recreational is tough. And I think still to this day, Calgary Co-op, the weed store for that is still pulling in 15 to 20 grand a day.
Oh man.
So,
well, and it makes sense that they would put medical marijuana first over recreational stuff, right? That makes sense. Yeah. But Canada hasn't imploded on itself.
No, it's still pretty dope place to live.
Oh.
I learned something interesting. If you take turmeric with your CBD oil, that enhances the effects of the CBD. CBD is the non-psychotropic side of marijuana, and it gives you your health benefits. So if you take turmeric with it, basically, if you don't take it, it's like you get 1 out of 10 benefit. If you take turmeric with CBD, you get like 8 out of 10 benefit or something. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm making numbers up, obviously, but that's my general understanding.
That's what you found out recently. Turmeric.
Yeah.
Huh. So smoke a bowl just after, eating
turmeric
some
tea.
Indian food.
Right.
Turmeric's delicious. November.
Yeah.
I'm just blanketing all of November with the wildfires in California.
Oh.
88 dead, 20,000 buildings have been damaged, and about $10 billion in damages.
Zikes. That's terrible. And I haven't heard about it for a while, so hopefully they're under control now. I really have no idea. I know that Canada got blamed for that. the president of the the president of the United States blamed us for it.
Yeah, because we gave extra lumber
because they bought a bunch of lumber that they didn't use right away and just left it lying around, and apparently that's
yeah.
Apparently wood burns. Who knew?
Weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, watching the videos and it's just awful, and people have died, and
I know. It's just so much loss of everything.
Just terrible.
And I love California.
Well, and there's wildfires ever. I mean, BC was on fire for most of the summer, but
there's 3 seasons in BC. There's summer, spring, and smoke.
Yep. Yeah, and the smoke hits Alberta pretty bad because it wafts over east. November 25th, the EU approves the Brexit bill, and they're awaiting the UK Parliament to okay it, which brings me
been a gong show.
Which brings me to December 13th.
Yeah.
Theresa May, the Prime Minister of the UK,
she's struggling.
Survived the non-confidence vote. She defeated the Tory coup over Brexit. Brexit's extremely unpopular. 200 votes to keep her in versus 117. So she has said that she will continue on, but she will probably retire before the next. Before 2020 or 2022 or whatever.
I've got so many things to say about politicians, and it's a hard job. But
I wouldn't want to do it.
Right. I wouldn't want to do it. I know that there's lots of politicians get threats regularly against their life, and it doesn't matter what type of politician you are. Like, somebody on some side is going to be mad with what you're doing. So I would not want that job. And I do question the sanity of people who want that job.
I agree.
But the UK voted.
Oh. Well, and when the Brexit vote happened, whenever it was, I don't have my Google foo right now. I think a lot of people afterwards said, "Oh, that's what no, I don't want to leave."
Yeah.
And you're like,
is that what
or
that
they
means?
Just voted because they're supposed to vote, but they did no research over it. And somebody told me, an English person that I know said that a lot of it is just based around blatant racism. If they're out of the EU, migratory patterns will change. It'll be more difficult to come into England, etc. The work life switcheroo from the UK to Europe will be more difficult.
Yeah.
But I can't, it just boggles my mind. It really does.
Yeah. Well, and again, I'm going to sound so ignorant here, but is it like sort of the NAFTA deal where if you turn off NAFTA, suddenly all these things change? If you decide that you don't want to be part of EU, even though, England has always had pound sterling as they didn't adopt the euro.
Yeah.
What does that change for them? Do their borders tighten? And if that happens, what does that mean for people wanting to leave England to the rest of Europe?
Well, and Scotland voted to stay in England, but then the Brexit happens, and now Scotland's like, whoa, we want to stay in the EU. What the hell's wrong with you people? Yeah. And then there's the whole Ireland problem, and it boggles my brain.
Yeah.
What a mess they're in right now.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Right. So 2019 is going to be an interesting year. There's I want to say a Chinese curse that used to be uttered saying, "May you live in interesting times." And I feel that for certainly the last decade has been interesting times. And 2019 is going to be no different.
Oh my gosh. I'm so tired, though.
Oh, baby.
I'm so tired of interesting times.
Well, and I mean, here's the thing. We've got the next year ahead of us. Dropbear and Panda Saves the World is going into season 2, which is exciting.
Saving the world is hard.
I know it is hard, but you know what? We're up to the challenge. And we just released our Christmas special.
Well, we did, because it's Christmas time. We're recording this on Boxing Day.
That's right. And
Merry Christmas, everyone, by the way, and happy holidays.
And Merry Happy Halloween.
Halloween.
And so we'll put links in there. You should definitely go check out our special because it's weird and hilarious.
We've got some, no budget.
Yeah.
But we've got some pretty good responses on it. It's quite fun.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
We really pulled out all stops as well.
Yeah.
So that's cool. We've got another thing coming up. We got a bunch of film projects we've decided on doing in the new year, which is super cool.
Whether we can pull it off or not.
Stay tuned, find out. So there's that, and a bunch of travel too. Dropbear and Panda will be off globetrotting.
Oh my gosh! So we have my family used to own a glorious cottage on McCaskill Island, off of the. I want to say the coast, but it's not. It's in the Thousand Lake area in southern Ontario.
One of the 1,000 lakes.
Close to Newborough. And we have decided that we are going to rent that out for a week so we can...
No internet.
We can do some speedboating and relaxing and swimming. My dad lives out there, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
We hope to hit Mexico in November for a friend's wedding.
Yep.
I thought it was hurricane season down there, so...
We'll find out.
Might be a really windy wedding.
Yeah, could be.
But we hope to do that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get down to LA to do some work podcasty things. Mm-hmm. We both want to go back to New York.
Oh, so much.
So bad.
I do wish we had this podcast when we went to the Philippines.
Oh, my God.
That would have been a lot of fun.
Well, and that could be in the future as well. So there's lots of stuff happening, lots of world travel. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway.
We'll try to include you.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
That's it. So season 2 coming up. Dropbear and Panda Save the World.
2019 is going to be our year. I say that every year.
Yeah.
I just get more tired and old.
But you're so young and virile.
Compared to you. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Check out our 2018 Christmas special on YouTube, Dropbear and Panda. It's called
You'd Better Watch Out.
Yeah, which is quite fun. Stay tuned for more stuff, more podcasts, more fun.
Look for an Easter egg in our video.
There is an Easter egg.
Mm-hmm. You don't know. Inquiring minds might take you places. You don't know.
Could.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Thanks for listening.
What? I got one more thing. So this is new and it's coming soon. Dropbearandpanda.tv, that's our website, is now a store.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, so over the next month, we are going to be adding some merch, some Dropbear and Panda merch that you
So
can...
silly.
Yeah, and we will deliver anywhere in the world, and we are not business people.
We will not hand deliver it, however.
No.
I want to make that clear.
Yeah, no, good point. It will be mailed to you. And yeah, so be sure to check that out. Everything is in Canadian dollars, so if you're in pound sterling, you can buy a lot of stuff.
Same with the US dollar.
Or the yen.
Yeah, Canada's dollar.
It's a little depressed right now.
Sad loony.
Anyway, that was my sad loony sound.
That was a horrible loony sound.
Right?
That's like a dying loony
That's
on
my
the
point.
side of the road being eaten by a badger.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Anyway, that's how we're going to save the world this year, is by saving the world.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, all the happy stuff.
Yeah.
May 2019 be kick-ass.
This has been Panda.
This has been Dropbear.
And this is Dropbear and Panda.
Save the world.
Episode 24 and a half.
Yeah, fine.
Bitch.
What?
Yo, it's Dropbear and Panda, yo. It's Dropbear and Panda, yo. Dropbear and Panda, coming at you, Panda. Coming at you like a locomotive on a motherfucking bender. Yeah, tap my culture, now my jab, follow me. Yeah, with Michael Doggies, yeah, you be checking on the flow, yo. Checking flow, but you was quick, you can't pick my medical ranges, angles, tangles. You get tangled, twisted side reflections. Child should be, can't compete with the owls that devour. Yeah, with the owls that devour, yeah. Yeah, it's a Dropbear and Panda, coming at you randa. Dropbear and Panda, coming at you randa. Dropbear and Panda, coming at you randa. It's like a locomotive filled with autonomous chopper. Dropbear and Panda, coming at you randa. It's like a locomotive filled with autonomous chopper.
Dropbear and Panda.